Hello, it's time. It's time for a video. What kind of video? Fuck. A production breakdown. Small talk. There it is. I love this song. This song's rich. It's juicy. It's very important to me, and it's one of my favorites, production-wise. I think it's got some neat stuff going on in here that I did. I loved how it turned out, and yeah, I've been looking forward to this. This song's very old. I wrote this song a long time ago. There are two versions. This is the, latter version. I wrote this song in like 2015, I think. And, when I was in college, I was taking an Ableton Live class. And for one of our projects, I decided to record this song and, produce it in Ableton.
Hello, distance, my friend. Rack up the miles once again. Let me talk to the girl. She's been changing.
It was kind of just like a weekend thing. I didn't really have any plans to record this song, so I just took a stab at it for this class project. But I decided I wanted to do it justice. This is one of the first songs I think I ever wrote with words, so some hot gossip for you. Let's talk about it. Here's how we do a production breakdown. We go through all this stuff more or less one by one in descending order until we're done. I just talk about this stuff. Strap in, ladies and germs. I'm bringing my A game today. I don't know about you. Better strap on your thinking caps, because this one's a real head scratcher. Let's look at the vocals. What'd I do?
I won't follow you. I won't weigh you down.
It's more of a roomy tone than I normally do. I've pre-rendered all the effects of my vocals to save CPU. I can tell you, I've been using a lot of Sound Toys plugins on this record. There's just this fantastic preset that I just kind of slap on all my vocals. It's called Rock Lead Vocal, so that's doing some work. I won't dissect it because I think I've already done that a bunch of times. And then it gets EQ'd, like that, and then it gets EQ'd like that. I'm just taking out some resonant frequencies, I guess is what I thought I was doing.
I won't weigh you down,
I need to turn this fan off. Polluting my noise. Polluting the microphone. We need to shush up, Fuck. So yeah, for vocals, it's just my usual bullshit. EQ and compression and reverb.
I won't weigh you down,
I'm routing it to this delay, which is doing quite a bit.
I won't follow you.
I can see here that I panned that vocal delay. I'm sure I did that as a mixing decision to kind of balance out the stereo image, if that makes sense, to have roughly equal amounts of noise coming out of the right and left speaker. I mean, of course, that's what you want. That's ideal. Yeah, it's a pretty short delay. You could call it a slapback delay. I put slapback delay on a lot of my vocals because I like the sound.
How's the weather in Boston? Hope you're nice and warm again.
This little moment here.
Hope you're nice and warm again.
How did I achieve this sound? Seriously, I don't remember how I did it. This is comprised of 3 layers of vocals, 3 separate takes. One panned hard left, one panned hard right, and another one center. They all get routed here, where they get EQ'd like that. And then they get a fruity blood overdrive on them, which, kind of makes them dirty like they are. A little distorted, and then I put a micro shift on there, which is this interesting sounding stereoizer type effect. Kind of adds a rich chorus to it. And then after that, it just gets compressed an insane amount. That's not an insane amount of compression, that's a modest amount. Yeah, and then it gets routed to reverb here. You know how it goes. Anyway, I was going for this kind of just omnipresent, almost deadpan tone for these background vocals here. It's kind of a motif throughout the song that that kind of sound comes back a bunch of times.
Everything is going just fine.
Here we are at the chorus. I was really spinning my wheels on this chorus and what I wanted it to do. Just, bunch of layers, chorus and distortion and reverb, just giving us that very wide, like I said, omnipresent. That's the vibe I get from this. And then after that first line, the lead vocals come back in to harmonize.
Just drop me a line.
It's kind of like a back and forth between the vocals and the lead guitar and synths here. It's like a call and response where I'm calling out and the guitar synth melody is responding.
Just drop me a line. Grab coffee at night. Feel free to decline.
This melody here, that's a reference to Gymnopédies, number 1. I think most people have heard this. It's like a very famous classical song. That melody has, a deeper meaning to me. Maybe I'll tell the story someday. I can't right now.
I smile, then walk out the door. Don't think about the past, no.
I call this section the bridge, and we get this lower harmony that comes in under the vocals. Let's isolate that.
Don't think about the past, no, it's trivial, it's true.
That's a fake harmony. That's what I call them. I just duplicate my lead vocals and then run that duplicated version through auto-tune and tune the harmony to my liking. That way I don't have to record more. It was born out of laziness. Then I kept doing it just because I really liked the way it sounded. I just love the timbre, and it sits under the lead vocals very nicely because it's the same recording,
Don't think about the past, no, it's trivial, it's true.
We get another harmony just to really send the bridge here. It's just a big emotional moment. I'm making all these confessions and it just gets, bigger and bigger.
I'm clutching to vapor and forcing a smile. I won't follow you.
Then it's back to just me and I'm all alone and we are repeating the same first 2 verses, but the second time around is just a little bit more unstable and I'm a little more worked up about it. If you listen closely to the tone of my voice, you will notice these things.
I won't follow you, I won't weigh you down. You look great in black, hit me up when you get back.
I kind of, ad-lib this new melody on it.
I won't say your name, won't say what you became. Have you made lots of new friends? What you gonna do when school ends? Everything is going just fine. Maybe we can catch us some.
It all just leads right back to the chorus. Chorus just like the one we experienced before. Rarely do I just copy and paste my choruses, but I'm pretty sure I did here. Chorus is this big kind of tone shift from the verse. The verses are like very honest and, like confessional and sort of accusatory. But then the chorus comes around and it's just very cordial and polite and withdrawn.
Feel free to decline.
I do slip in this very meek, oh, that's fine. That was completely ad-libbed, and sometimes I'll just, if I'm feeling it, I'll throw in some wacky stuff when I'm recording, and I kind of just mumbled this, oh, that's fine, at the end of one of my takes, and I really liked it, so I left it in. Anyway, that concludes the vocals. The rest of the song is instrumental after that. So let's proceed to the percussion, aka the drums, D-R-U-M-S. You're gonna love the drums. What am I doing here? What in the world is going on? What's making this sound? Somebody fucking tell me what the fuck this is. Sounds delightful. Let's look. What did I do? It appears I'm using a combination of Lynn. I'm exclusively using a Lynn kick. Lynn, it's an old school drum machine from the 70s or 80s, one of those decades. It's very influential. So these samples, go way back. It's just such a tasty kick. Wait, are there 2 layers of kicks? Of course there are. So there are 2 layers of kicks, apparently. There's this Lynn kick, and then there's this Vengeance Essential House kick. Vengeance Essential House samples, they've got some great kicks. It's very, very punchy. It's almost a pop. I just want to add some more punchy popness to these kicks. I'm going for a very, that kind of kick. Here's just the Lynn. Thought that Vengeance layer, this kick leaves much to be desired. What if it's just the Vengeance without the Lynn? What's that sound like? Hold up, I'm using this rock kit for the hats. This is an FL Studio preset. FL Studio comes with this plugin, it's called FPC. I particularly like the sound of the hi-hats. Then a little side snare. To layer on top of that, we get a snap. We get this Vengeance percussion thing. I don't know what that is, but that's layered on top of there. And then a tambourine. So it's a quadruple layered snare type thing.
Also weather in Boston. Hope you're nice and warm again.
These drums are very electronic, but there are moments where the drums get very, real sounding. And that's all this rock kit thing doing that. And it sounds a lot more real when you bus it appropriately and, add a dollop of reverb to it.
Hope you're nice and warm again.
All the drums get routed to this mixer track here. They all get this EQ. When the whole drum bus gets processed a little bit, it glues the drums together. In addition to compression. Compression is the quickest way to quote-unquote glue your drums together if they sound disjointed and random, like you want to start by mixing it. But also a little bit of compression on top of everything helps.
Hope you're nice and warm again. Everything is going just fine.
I've got like a fetish for drum fills. I don't know, it's just really my bag. Up until this year, I didn't know how to play drums. I've been playing drums a lot in 2020, so perhaps the next record will feature that. Historically, I haven't been able to, but I really like controlling my drums, so I produce them like this. It's not even like a super creative fill, but it sets up the chorus perfectly, in my opinion. This is a completely new snare sample that is featured exclusively in this fill that leads into the chorus both times. So it really stands out.
Just fine.
Oh man, yeah, percussion on the chorus was a big thing for me. It wasn't until I decided to take the drums out that I started to like the song, because I struggle with choruses. If you've watched many of these videos, or you know me very well, or how I produce, you've probably heard me say I struggle with choruses, and this song was no exception. I was just trying to make it work with drums, and that was just wrong. Taking the drums out and making it this big open thing, that sounded so much better. It forces you to really listen to the words, I think. The vocals double up. Vocals and the melody. It's just kind of shifting your focus, I guess. But if you miss the drums, don't despair, because they come right back.
I know you resent me.
Talking about my drum fill fetish, this one is delectable.
Walk out the door, don't think about.
This is probably the most Owl City-esque song on the album, and I am a big fan of Owl City, particularly, his early stuff, and I hate to be the type of person who says that about a band. It's so, cliche, but it's true. His old stuff, like Ocean Eyes, the album is the tits. The Owl City influence, I just can't shake it.
Out the door, don't think about the past, no, it's is trivial.
We get these sticks. This was such a weird thing for me. I was frustrated, I think, when I came up with this. I was really trying to move this song along. This whole section was like lacking some energy, and I just kind of heard this in my mind's ear, so I whipped it up and I kept it. It seemed like it wouldn't fit, but I think it fit really well, weirdly.
Blood shins of vapor and force and a smile. I won't follow.
The final change-up comes here at the end. I swap out the hats for rides in the main percussive loop. And you're hearing this very deep knocking thing. A heartbeat thing. It's a reference to an older thing I did. That's as much as I'm gonna say about it. And then of course we get the sticks. We get a little stick action. Who doesn't love a good stick? Not me. I don't not love a good stick. Okay. Well, that concludes my discussion of the drums, which leaves us with the bass. The bass is going to be a very short discussion because the bass on this song is pretty much just a sub. But before I do that, I'm going to swap out the battery in this camera. So 1 second. Yeah, I should edit this out, but this is a warts and all production breakdown. Get with the program. Bitch. My hair looks really dumb. Fuck. Bass. Let's zoom in on that. If you're watching this on a phone or something, you probably can't even hear it. That's how low it is. It's just a sub. It's a sine wave. I'm using citrus, but don't let citrus distract you. It is just a sine wave. Well, it's got some dirt on it. I'm decapitating it. I just wanted like a little bit of, grit to it. And then, you know how I am. I'm ruthless with my compression when it comes to bass. I don't like it to go anywhere. I like it to stay put. Anyway, yeah, it's just the sub. It is the bun on the sandwich, the musical sandwich that is this song. A la Owl City, particularly older Owl City, he uses a lot of just simple sine wave stuff for his bass lines. It sounds great to me. I love that sound. I don't want it to be like attention grabbing or anything. I just want it to add some fullness to the mix. When I take drums out of something, I'll usually take the bass out too, but I left the bass in for the chorus. So the drums drop out, but the bass stays. So it is kind of still this rich wave of sound that washes over you.
Just drop me a line.
Okay, that's the bass. You know what that means. We have to talk about the guitar. What it is. There's some clever guitar work in this song. I did pre-render my guitar just before recording this so I could disable the plugins that were on it. I use Guitar Rig to process my guitar. My guitar is all direct in, and I love Guitar Rig. Guitar Rig's amazing. I'm using a preset called Left Alone, so look that one up if you like the sound of this. But that's not all, because then it gets an effect rack. It's this kind of crystallizer, granular delay thing happening on it. If you listen closely, you hear all these voices. This like atmospheric tone that is slightly delayed, enveloping the guitar. Yeah, it adds some very ethereal character to the guitar.
Get back, I won't dwell on your face. I won't haunt your new place.
It's perhaps the most expressive instrument here in this song, besides
my voice.
This right here. There are two layers here. I'm like up on the 12th fret or somewhere around there, just picking like really fast on this melody. I don't know what you call that. There's a word for that kind of playing. That's what I'm doing here. It's very slow to trail off here. This song is kind of amorphous in the guitar department. This is some like super long reversed reverb thing on the guitar here. That's all that is. It's just reversed reverb. Love the sound of reversed reverb. It's always kind of spooky.
In school ends, I won't keep your own thing.
Then it shuts off, but another reversed reverb starts at the same time right here. There it is. So it's like throughout this whole verse, there's reversed guitar. It's just almost like a drone happening that's building up the whole time. There's this air of suspense until we get to the chorus.
You in my dreams, everything is going just fine.
Oh boy. All right, let's break it down. That's what we do. We break it down. There is, of course, this. Hey, go away, synths. We're talking about guitar. You'll get your chance. Blasting away on those singular notes. Like I said earlier when I was talking about the vocals, it's kind of this call and response thing.
Just drop me a line. Grab coffee at 9.
What is this nasty stuff, you may be asking? This is it's a drone, basically. I'm doing more of that, like, picking super fast, very high on the neck. I did that for, I don't know, like 8 bars or something, and then it just loops over and over again. Just like an airy texture up there. And then we get these big chords under that. Let me mute the nasty stuff so we can hear what I'm talking about. It's just these very moody chords that come in and usher us through the hard times.
Don't think about the past, no, it's trivial, it's...
We get this moment here. I think this is like these are like inverted thirds or something. Again, just more riffing stuff. When I come up with this stuff, I just grab my guitar and just loop the song a couple times and just come up with various ideas, then record the ones, or maybe I'm already recording, then pick the ones that I like the best and work them in, or, you know, embellish on them.
I'm clutching to vapor and forcing a smile. I won't follow you.
Let me get dropped back into that verse, except we just get more of these little guitar moments here and there.
Up when you get back, I won't.
One guitar starts kind of doubling the vocals.
How's the weather in Boston? Hope you're nice and warm again.
This stanky note that I'm bending here, I feel like should stand out a lot. As I said earlier, I think like this guitar is the only thing that is perfectly synced up and in the pocket with everything else. It contrasts the rest of the song, the instrumentation, so it always jumps out to me.
Everything is going just fine.
Approaching this big outro here, I do so many solos, and I was like, I'm gonna do a big solo, like an extended solo at the end. I opted to just kind of leave us with these big open ringing chords. There's just a lot of space with this outro. It's just very empty, like me. One of the very last things I did was this little guitar addition here. I was very free-spirited with my guitar here. Usually I don't insert as many ideas. I like to be deliberate and, you know, precise with my stuff. This was a very impulsive addition to the track here, and it's just really nice. I liked it a lot. Okay, well, that is the guitar for you. All that leaves is the synths and the pads. I gotta be somewhere, so let's get to it. Of course, it's probably fair to say that the synths define this song. It's a very synth-heavy song, and I'm a very synth-heavy boy. I love synths. I use a lot of synths. This song, I wrote the song on piano. I wrote the song on piano a very long time ago, and it's 2020 now. I've always played it on piano. So the decision to not open with piano was a big one for me. I mean, you can see the name of the sequence is chorus piano, because originally I was using a piano patch for it, but I swapped it out after meditating on what sounded best for this song in the direction I wanted to take it. It used to be addictive keys. I was originally going to take this song in a different direction, like a very bright, kind of ironic, poppy tone. I ended up not doing that and left turned into this. Just kind of this synth orchestra that the song became. This is an Omnisphere patch, Signs of Disillusionment. This is a patch I used in Dear Entity. It's the synth that the song kind of opens with.
Dear entity.
This is a very airy voice pad. The mids are getting boosted a shit ton. Huh. What happens here? It kind of gets fucked up. Wow. When the song kind of picks up a little bit, I don't even remember doing this. I just throw in a note that doesn't belong in there, and it kind of adds this weird tension to it. With this extra sour note thrown in, it makes it kind of foreboding. And I swap out for a new synth, but I rendered it and named it Fuck Me Up. I rendered it because I wanted to do this pitch bend thing here. I just wanted to kind of detune this synth here, and the quickest and easiest way for me to do it was just to render it as a wave file and then throw it back in.
Lots of new friends. What you gonna do when school ends?
And then MIDI wow wow. I'll tell you what, this is the quintessential synth of the song, if not the whole album. It is, and you probably know it by now if you watched all these videos. This is Microsoft GS Wavetable Synth. And my favorite preset from it is the orchestral harp. Microsoft GS is a synth that comes with Windows. It sounds terrible. It's very fun. I love it. When you drench it in like reverb and shit, it sounds intentionally cheesy to me, you know. It sounds lovely. It sounds lovely when you do that. This rephasing retro delay that gets thrown on it. So yeah, the delay on there, the phase on it is being modulated. Yeah, it's kind of trippy. Yeah, here's the cutoff envelope. It kind of starts to close up here and then it opens up again. And then it's wide open for the chorus. All the synths come in on the chorus. They all gather and coalesce because the chorus is the chorus. It's the big moment. Now this melody that I'm doing here is layered with my favorite Nexus patch. This is like one of the only things I use Nexus for. These two synth patches here, they're like the common denominators in the album. They're like collectively in everything. I reuse them and reuse them. This is a Nexus preset called LD Chillin' House Lounge. It is pretty much the only thing I use Nexus for, because I've had Nexus for a very long time and I used to use it a lot. So anyway, that just comes in here on the chorus to really sing out these notes. Then over here, we've got this melody. These are just following along with the guitar. I made these from scratch. This is 3x OSC, or 3 oscillators. This is just a square. And then I got this other instance of 3x OSC. Doing one of these boys. There's a lot of effects processing on it. Weird EQ that looks like that. Couldn't tell you why I did that. I'm using this detuned delay. It makes it sound very analog. Overall, very analog sound, kind of Mort Garson. If you don't know what that is, look up Plantasia. It is amazing. I have it on vinyl. This third thing is just more LD Chillin' House Lounge. I'm using ring modulation on it. So it sounds very spooky, like it's being played through a fan. I don't know. I'm proud of my sound design here. Back in the verse, we get some more wacky stuff. Melodic weeps here. We have two things. These hymns I made with Omnisphere. I didn't make them. It's just an Omnisphere preset. Yeah, those are gospel choir hymns. They sound amazing. And then I just threw in this kind of counter melody here that dates back to the first version of the song that I produced. Both those things join us to the second verse to kind of advance the song musically. What is this? Yeah, huh. I haven't looked at this in a long time. I didn't even know that stuff was going on. At this point, the counter melody here gets doubled up with this other Mort Garson-y synth, so that's all it is, just getting another layer in an octave. And then, I don't know what I was thinking here. I thought perhaps this will build tension. Wow, yeah, a lot of random stuff in here. I was throwing stuff at the wall just to see what sticks by the look of it. Turned out very well. I should do this more, honestly. It's kind of this is like an overwhelming musical moment. It's beautiful. And it all clears away the instant the verse starts, except we keep the harp. The harp stays, but the cutoff takes out most of its spunk, so it's kind of buried under there. Then, we get our chords back. It's like we're starting to get some life returning to us. And the envelope on the harp is opening up very slowly, but it is. Then we're there. Then we have arrived. Then we know how the song ends. It's just kind of this repetitious moment. Okay, that's that. That's everything. Oh boy, I gotta get on the road, but thanks for watching. I really like this song. So if I didn't explain it very well, or if you got any questions about it that I glossed over, you know the drill. Hit me up, let me know. I will solve your query with pleasure, with gusto. All right, I'm signing off. Hallelujah. Let's try a new sign off. Keep it flat. Keep it flat, but robust. You know what I mean. See ya for the next one. Toodaloo. Toodaloo. I'll catch you for the next one. Toodaloo. All right, I'll fashion an ending out of one of these.